This happened to me when I was 10 years old. I was going to my aunt's house. On my way, I came across a park and I saw a girl sitting on a swing staring at me. I ignored it. After I reached, me and my aunt went to the elevator because my aunt lived in an apartment which was on the top floor. We took the elevator. Suddenly, the lights went off. We were standing still when I saw the same girl flashing and coming closer to me. I got scared, but I ignored it, thinking I was just hallucinating. A few hours later, it was around midnight. I was on my phone and everyone was sleeping, so I decided to go to sleep. But just then, I heard a voice. The voice was of a girl saying, "Follow me, Taylor." It scared me, but I decided to follow it. I couldn't see anything, but only hear her voice. After some time, the voice stopped and said, "One more step." As I was about to take one step forward, someone pulled me. When I woke up, I saw that I was lying on the floor very close to the balcony railing, and my head was bleeding as I had fallen directly on my head. And then I rushed back to my aunt, woke her up, and told her everything. She didn't believe anything I said and sent me home. After that, I returned home and started reading the news, and I saw something very horrifying. I saw a girl who was very similar to the girl in the swing, and that's when I remembered that I had gone to the park just a few days ago with my friends to play, and there were people gathered around, and they had told us to go home because there had been an accident near the swing. After reading deeper, I found that the kids who had gone to the park had also heard the same voice, and some of them had even died. After that day, I couldn't stop thinking about what would have happened if someone hadn't pulled me. This happened about 3 years ago. Me and my family had moved into a new house. It was an older house compared to the others on the street we lived on. One day, me and my sister were playing in her room when she suddenly asked me, "Have you seen the little girl that watches you when you sleep?" I got chills and asked her what she meant. She said to me, "There is a girl that stays under my bed. We talk a lot, and one day she told me that you interest her and that she has been keeping an eye on you while you sleep." I told her that she was too old to be telling stories and that she shouldn't scare me like that. One night, I woke up suddenly. I didn't know why I had woken up. I assumed it was a noise and tried to go back to sleep. A few minutes later, I heard whispering in my ear. It sounded like a little girl. She whispered to me, "It offends me that you don't think I'm real. In fact, you've made me quite mad." I almost pissed myself. I was so scared that I couldn't move. I suddenly felt hands around my throat and I couldn't breathe. I screamed and my parents came running into my room. They asked me what was wrong and I told them that a girl had tried to choke me. I thought they wouldn't believe me, but apparently she had been paying them visits in the middle of the night too. We moved out of that house pretty quickly. Even though it's been a while, my sister still brings up that girl sometimes in our conversations. My name is Serena, and this happened on December 1st, 2018. Me and my dad were going to the father-daughter dance at my school, but on our way there, we needed gas. So we stopped at a gas station, and while waiting in the car, I heard a knock on the window. I quickly looked over and saw a terrifying woman who was covered, and I mean covered, in blood. She was smiling ear to ear. At that moment, my dad came back to the car, and the woman walked away. My dad asked me what just happened, and I told him everything. He looked terrified, and soon after, we drove away. We had a fun time at the dance, but what really scares me is that on December 1st, 2019, my dad passed away after going to that same gas station. They found him in the trash can out back, covered in blood, but what is really scary is he died from an overdose. Why was he covered in blood then? This might not scare you, but it still sends a shiver down my spine.